definition of success has been defined by what society says. People say car, big car, house, whatever. And guess what? You end up pursuing those things at the expense of contributing. Because people who contribute, they get those things naturally. Those things show up. The code, it's a mystical thing which has always been around us, but we just didn't see it. Not only did we not see it, but we were programmed not to see it, because if everybody saw it, the world wouldn't be the same. And I'll give an example, that the code is based on 5 simple principles that, I don't know if you've seen the Olympic circles, those 5 circles, it's exactly that. So the first 2 circles on top speaks about the fact that as human beings, there are 2 things that we all search for. I call them the 2 deep human quests. The first one is a quest for spirituality. We all know that we're a spiritual being experiencing a physical existence. So in our path, as we grow and interact with other people, we tend to lose our spirituality somehow. And eventually comes a time when we have this sense of emptiness, that we really want to connect with God, with Allah, with whatever you believe in. Then there's the second part, which is the material touching of things. Everybody wants to have a nice car, everybody wants to have a nice house, because the physical things are the manifestation of what happens in the spiritual world. So those are the 2 big things that we all search for. Now, unfortunately, we get it wrong. Some people become too much altruistic. They become too spiritual at the behest of material. And then the scale is tilting, is no balance. Some people become too materialistic at the behest of spirituality. They make the money, they have the cars, the private jet, but they've got this sense of emptiness. And they feel that their life means nothing. So, the code says we have to pursue this quest equally. We'll give your life 50% spirituality and 50% enjoy the beautiful things of life. Because God, if God did not want you to enjoy the beautiful things of life, He could not have given George Amani the talent to design. He couldn't have given the guy who designed BMW the talent to design a beautiful car, or architects, or musicians. So we have to enjoy these things. So those are the 2 things. You've got to split 50-50. Now the 3 other cycles, the first one speaks about purpose. That all of us have to find our purpose, because purpose speaks about original intent. Each and everything has been created to fulfill a specific purpose. So each and every one of us, our responsibility is to find what our commission is. Because we were not there and we showed up. We didn't show up here for no reason. We showed up for a specific reason. So we're going to find the original intent, which is the purpose. Once we find the purpose, we go to the 4th cycle, which is to serve. We have to find what our purpose is, and we have to serve society, our communities and the world with this purpose. And the last cycle becomes the beauty of all of this. You get to compensation, having. So you begin to have. Now, this code has been there for thousands of years. Let's make some simple examples. Tiger Woods. What is his purpose? Golf. And what did he do? He served the world by playing golf. And what happens? He gets the biggest compensation. But hey, something went wrong with Tiger Woods. Let's go back to the top 2 cycles. He had all the material things, but he ignored his spirituality and he got himself into trouble. Michael Jackson, his gift, he served to the world by singing, and guess what? He get compensated. So the code is quite clear. And if you look at Oprah Winfrey, Warren Buffett, Richard Branson, all these people, all they did was to find their purpose. Richard Branson did not want to become a billionaire. Oprah did not want to become a billionaire. Warren Buffett did not want to become a billionaire. All these guys didn't say, I want to become a billionaire. All they did is they found their gift and their purpose, and they served the world, and guess what? The world honored them in return by giving them this massive compensation that gave them the desires of their hearts. So that's, for me, there is no other definition. You have to find what your purpose is and be passionate about it and pursue it single-mindedly. But the fascinating thing about passion, each time people talk about passion, they talk about passion from an Anglophone way of thinking. Because in the English or American-centric way of thinking, passion is love and roses and whatever. But the original word for passion comes from a Greek word called pashko. It means to feel the painful. So if someone says they're passionate about what they're doing, I say, oh really? Are you really passionate? Are you willing to spend 2 hours of sleep? Are you willing to travel? Are you willing to spend, you understand? So passion means this is who you are, and you're willing to go through the pain necessary for you to bring this thing into manifestation. That's what passion is.